and I basically come from civil service background. And prior to my civil service stint, I had also been an assistant professor at a university. And I've long been associated with IAS mentoring and coaching programs for almost more than 2 decades now. And many of my students are already in the civil service. Some of them are in high positions. And I basically come from civil service background. And my civil service is in. And I just said that I have long been associated with IAS mentoring and coaching programs. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a very effective and practical strategy because many of you have um, already prepared some plan of action for mains examination. Those of you who have done very well in the prelims and certainly are expecting good result. Now, what should be the effective strategy to crack IAS exam? Now, let me first of all tell you that I had cracked the IAS examination several years ago. And I firmly believe that there is now a big role played by a proper strategy. If you adopt a proper strategy, definitely your chances of success are much higher. But generally, the question is, what should we do? Because you see that you will have to write in total 9 papers in 5 days' time. Shortly the exams would start, and you hardly have little over 2 months time now, because 7th of January the exams are likely to start as per the revised schedule of UPSC. Of course, you can check it on UPSC website if there is at all any further revision in that. But in 5 days you will have to write 9 papers, including English essay paper or essay paper, uh, and and of course two papers, paper 1 and paper 2 of on your optional, and general studies papers would be there, and 2 language papers would be there. So what I'm saying that you have to definitely have a very sound strategy for the mains. Total out of 9 papers, 7 papers will be of scoring nature, and there each paper will be 250 marks. So you have to devise a strategy which rather is a balanced strategy and which can eventually make you successful. So here I am going to talk to you about this ultimate strategy to crack the mains exam, and how to actually go about doing it. So is there an ultimate strategy? And I said yes, there is an ultimate strategy. So I welcome you all to this video talk, and I'm going to cover in this talk a very effective and practical preparation strategy for IAS mains examination, and an exposure of important areas of Indian polity also, that what all areas in polity particularly you should cover. Just as an example, I'm giving you some of the areas here, and some symptomatic examples of polity-based current themes also for this year. So first of all, UPSC mains syllabus will be, of course, English essay paper will be there. And essay paper is one of the key areas where you need to pay specific attention. And the English essay paper syllabus, you see, it says that the candidates are expected to keep close to the subject of the essay, to arrange their ideas in an orderly fashion, and to write concisely. Credit will be given for effective and exact expression. So what I'm saying is that English essay paper is one area which can be a real big turning point in your success story, because many candidates they don't pay much attention to essay writing. But let me tell you that essay writing can really make or mar your chances of success, because if you pay adequate attention to essay, definitely, I mean, your results, your gains can be out of all proportions. So of course, essay will be one paper, and essay paper is going to be highly decisive in more ways than one. Certainly, I mean, that goes without saying. that each paper has equal proportion, but a little more attention to essay paper can, keep you ahead of others, because some candidates, for example, they get hardly, 70 or 75 or 80 marks in English essay paper. But on the other hand, there are other candidates who manage to get, even 170, 175 marks, out of 250. So, this is one area where you have to keep a close tab. And I'm going to tell you that, what all specific points you should keep in mind so as to improve upon your chances of success. Of course, the papers would include, your general studies paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and paper 4. These 4 papers will be there. And the paper 1 would be largely, heritage, culture, history, geography, society, social justice. All these topics would be there. Paper, the next general studies paper, that is paper 3, and GS paper 2 would be, governance, constitution, polity, international relations. And paper 3 would be your technology, economic development, environment, biodiversity, security, and disaster management. And paper 4 will be ethics, integrity, and aptitude. Now, these 4 general studies papers basically put together, they account for 1000 marks. So your good preparations for general studies really, will form a bedrock, for success in this exam. Then, of course, for the mains, you have a whole lot of subjects, and out of these whole lot of subjects, nearly 48 subjects, you have to select one optional subject, right? Now, the likely timetable for this year, as per the UPSC website, if you see, the 7th January, 8th January, 9th, 15th, and 16th. These are the dates given. And of course, you're likely to have, first the essay paper, then General Studies 1 and General Studies 2 on the same day, 9 to 12 in morning, and then 2 to 5 in the afternoon. Then paper 3 of General Studies and paper 4 of General Studies on 9th of January, and English language paper in morning. The Indian language paper in morning, and English language paper in the afternoon on 15th, and thereafter finally the optional paper 1 and paper 2 of the optional on 16th of January. That means you will have a packed schedule, and barely in 5 days time, with the gap is there for optional, you will get some additional time to prepare. So 9 papers you have to write in all, and of course scoring nature papers out of 9 would be 7. But now, what is the strategy for success that I'm going to talk about, which is very, very important for you? And certainly, like as I said, that it is a great way, in fact, to develop yourself into a personality which is fit to work as an IAS officer or as a civil servant placed in a key position in the government in various departments. Certainly, in order to achieve that success, the first and foremost thing you should remember is that you have to actually achieve that level of your mind by transforming your mind to that level where you not only feel deserving to be selected, but you feel confident that yes, once selected, you'll be able to do justice to your position. So that kind of personality transformation you have to actually bring about. Civil service examination is not merely to be bookish and just to acquire merely the factual or theoretical knowledge. It is much more than that. In fact, your personality is reflected in the answers which you write in exam. Each and every answer, whatever, you are supposed to write 2 essays, and these 2 essays means that your whole personality, your whole way of thinking, your entire, spectrum of ideas will come out there. And the examiner can make out that what kind of personality you are. Are you a weak person or you are a strong person? Are you a person with conviction and firm belief in your ideas, or a person with shaky ideas and no self-belief? So what you write in the exam, actually don't think that you're writing some factual things and you made a great answer. No. It doesn't matter if you write facts or you do not write facts. What matters is the way you write these facts. What matters is the way you represent your ideas, the way you, portray your entire, thinking pattern. So the way you write will decide rather, where you will stand in future. So what I'm saying that the whole strategy, in fact, in order to orient and reorient your personality so that you are eventually able to be successful. And it is not a difficult task. Let me tell you, what happens at times we don't know that a small improvement was required in our thinking or in our personality or in our presentation or in our way of writing, and that would have really taken you to a great level and that would have made you successful. So the whole idea here, I work as a professor with Unacademy, as you know, and Unacademy now is one of the leading institutes in the country, and it's the most happening place today because most of the top educators of the country are associated with Unacademy. So here I'm going to talk to you in this video talk, and a whole lot of points which will take you closer to the success. Remember, I work in Unacademy as a professor, and my referral code with Unacademy is VN10. That is victory like never before with 10 times the force. You can make use of this success referral code, and you become entitled for whole lot of benefits, including 10% discount on for your subscriptions with Unacademy. So students, what I'm saying that now I'm going to talk to you about this strategy, and the first thing to know and understand about this strategy is a vision, inspiration, and the success mantra. Now you should in the first place develop a vision for yourself. You see what happens that in the absence of a vision, it is, of course, I don't say that those who don't have vision will never be successful, but those who don't have a vision, the chances of success will be very flimsy, if at all. Because unless you have a vision, that you never know where you are heading for. You have to know, and you have to make up your mind what exactly you are intending to achieve. Now, if you want to achieve, for example, any one of the positions in top 10 or top 50 or top 100, then your level of studies will have to be accordingly tuned up, right? And for that, the first and the foremost requirement, obviously, is that to develop a vision. If you don't have a vision, it is like a rudderless ship, which is in the ocean and it doesn't know where to go. So, it is eventually, taken to an unknown place, and maybe by tempest and typhoons in the sea, it is destroyed. And remember that the path is not easy to success, and it is rather not so difficult either. But the point is that you have to first of all develop a vision of success. That yes, you can make it and you will make it. And therefore, the first and the foremost requirement, in order to be successful, is to develop that great vision of success for yourself, and make a vision statement for yourself today. If you don't have one, that you should write it down. There is a vision statement you have, that you have to crack the IAS examination, you have to be in the top 10, or you have to be in the top 5, or you want to be in top 100. You want to get into IAS proper, or you want to get into IPS, or you want to get into Indian Foreign Service, or you want to get into one of the top positions in the government, a particular department. Whatever you intend to achieve, in fact, you should develop your vision statement according to that, because your vision statement should be in conformity with what you want to achieve in life. What is the purpose and why you are slugging it out and working so hard. So it is very, very necessary that you have a vision of your success, and you make a vision statement for yourself, and repeat this vision statement within your mind at least 2 to 3 times a day, because your vision, if it is correctly and honestly written, it is going to be by itself a big inspiration for yourself. That you are reminded each time you pass through a difficult patch, you are reminded by this vision that what you are supposed to achieve, and that will always keep you on the track. So another important thing which is necessary is be inspired. Imagine that you are on a mission. That this now to crack IAS examination, it is no child's play. And to crack IAS examination, you have to imagine that you are on a mission. You have to achieve something great, and to achieve something great, obviously you have to put all that you have within yourself, because you have to, in the first place, have the guts, what it all, what it, what it takes to be there. You have to develop that, and once you develop that, and once you have developed the vision, then definitely you have to imagine that you're on a mission. You're on a mission to accomplish something, and eventually you have to achieve it. And in order to do that, within the given possible time, how to go about doing it in the best possible manner, that I'm going to demonstrate to you. And the first thing which I have said, that you must always remember and must develop, rather, right away, that develop a vision of success for yourself. Write down a vision statement for yourself. Repeat this vision statement 2 to 3 times within your mind every day. And you have to be inspired. You're inspired. You can get inspired by variety of sources, whatever you feel like. Some people get inspired by reading good books or good quotations. Some people get inspired by seeing the image of their great mentor or the person they admire the most. So I mean, it depends, which is your source of inspiration. You have to find out for yourself and be inspired. Don't be don't be let down by the enormity of vast data and the requirement of a big challenge in life. Definitely, life is full of challenges, and in every walk of life, challenges are there. Don't think that others who are working at a level much lower than where you are working, they are not facing challenges. Everyone is facing challenges, but the fact of the matter is that one who takes these challenges in one's stride and who is rather ready to take up to the challenges, and despite the challenges, one who is willing and determined to tread the path will eventually achieve this success. So what is needed for that is, as I said, first thing, to develop a vision for yourself. Write down a vision statement for yourself. Repeat this vision statement within your mind at least 2 to 3 times every day, and find out and explore for yourself what inspires you the most. And once you know that this quotation inspires me, or this picture of this great personality inspires me, or this book inspires me, or the achievement of some person inspires you, or some friend inspires you, right? Then you can make use of that source of inspiration repetitively, right? So that you feel inspired, because without inspiration, you'll not be able to go far. You have to be sufficiently inspired to achieve this great aim which you have set for yourself. And as I said, that the success mantra for that would be that you will have to develop a very positive mindset. The other day I had spoken about it. I'm repeating it today, that a positive mindset. You have to develop a positive mindset about your ability to succeed. So many people feel that they just can't succeed because they have no ability. This is a very negative attitude. In the first place, if you are thinking that you are not capable of achieving something, naturally you're given up. Before the beginning of the battle, you accepted the defeat. That this is something very bad. You have to, so to say, you have to develop a positive mindset. Positive mindset simply, we see some people have achieved success. Many people have achieved success. They are also human beings. So if somebody can achieve success, definitely you can also achieve success. But what you have to do for that? You have to follow the right path. You have to develop a right mindset. And that's what I'm saying, that develop a positive mindset in the first place. You have to get rid of all negativity. And you have to tell yourself that yes, it is possible for you to do it. And once you develop a positive mindset, you will see that positive things will start happening in your life. You will be in a position to have all that which it takes to be at that position where you want to go, or that you want to achieve in life. So it is necessary that you develop positive mindset. A negative person cannot achieve anything in life. A negative person, no, it's a matter of perception. What perception you develop in life? You see the glass half empty or half full. Develop a positive attitude towards life, and you can always develop a positive attitude towards life, because you see, it is just a matter of perception, and you can change your perception in no time. In no time, look at the good things you achieve in life. Look at the good things which God has given you. Look at the good aspects of your personality, and slowly you'll find that even the bad will disappear. Slowly and slowly, bad will disappear. Good will remain with you. You will improve consistently. You will improve, and is all about belief. If you believe, it happens. If you don't believe, it doesn't happen. So believe in good things, believe in positivity, believe in a positive mindset. This whole world is a creation of belief. God believes there has to be a world, and there is a world. And we know the vast world, we know the galaxies, we know this whole limitless world has been created by God because God believes in Himself. And so we can, because we are also children of God, and we can also believe in ourselves, and we can develop a positive mindset about ourselves, about our intrinsic ability to achieve success. We can truly be successful, right? That possibility is always there, and you should develop that possibility in your mind. So what I'm saying, friends, this is the most indispensable requirement to be successful is to develop a positive mindset. So practice the vision of success 2 to 3 times a day, every day, and stay focused and don't be carried away by anything that tries to deviate you from your path. So what happens is that at times you'll find that something or the other will come your way, and you'll stray apart. You will go away from your goal. You will deviate. You will feel other way around. I can't do it. ये सब मुझसे नहीं हो सकता. बहुत इसके लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. ये सब कैसे संभव है? मेरे पास्ट में ऐसा कुछ हुआ नहीं, अभी कैसे हो पाएगा ये सब जो नेगेटिविटी है, you have to get rid of it. How you can get rid of it? By simply changing your perception. You think that yes, ये संभव है, it is possible, you can do it. And negative things will keep coming in life. Don't think that God is testing you at every moment. If God doesn't test you, then how will God be convinced that you are capable and worthy? You have to demonstrate that you're capable and worthy. And for that, the first and foremost thing, develop a positive mindset, develop a vision, repeat the vision statement. Don't be let down by negative situations. They will keep coming. But that time, you have to remember that what you have to achieve in life. You have to become an IAS officer. And for that, you must constantly keep in mind that you have to achieve that success. Associate yourself only with positive and like-minded people. See, you have to get rid of the people who are trying to, pull you down, and take any criticism in your stride in a positive way. Every criticism basically has come about to teach you a lesson and to make you a stronger person, a better person, because you have to face more challenging times in future. So you have to equip yourself with greater confidence and become a stronger person. So what I'm saying, make a sound strategy for a quick recapitulation of all the important contents that you've studied. Keep a separate journal for facts and figures, and maintain a select list of topics for greater focus. Now, all these basic points go without saying that you have to necessarily do. Now, a complete understanding of the syllabus of IAS examination is necessary to begin with. What I'm saying, what happens that sometimes students, they don't even go through the syllabus completely. They start preparing. It is not correct. You have to go through the syllabus. Of course, your mentors will teach you everything. Those notes will be, quite sufficient for you. But at the same time, you have to go through the syllabus at least 2 to 3 times. So what I'm advising is go through the syllabus at least 2 to 3 times and understand it with all its boundary lines. What are the things you are supposed to do in that? You must understand the syllabus thoroughly, because lack of understanding about the syllabus will mean that you have not really developed your consciousness on that particular topic or that subject or that area. You need to understand all the boundary lines of that subject and that topic, and take help of your mentors to understand the gray areas for better clarity. See what happens, certain parts of the syllabus you will not be able to understand now with clarity. So there lies the role of your mentor, educator. You be in touch, call him up, and be clarified about that, what it exactly means, and to what extent you have to prepare, what should be the depth of that particular topic, which particular book you should go through, or whether notes would be sufficient. All these queries and doubts which you have, you should get clarification on these, and you should have complete clarity about what is the requirement of IAS examination, what syllabus. And please remember, for everything, UPSC has not prescribed a syllabus. There are gray areas where UPSC has left it to the candidate. That, for example, English essay paper. Now, all it says is that what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make a effective expression. You're supposed to write and communicate in a manner which can be understood easily. and your writing should be comprehensive, total. It should be reflective of your personality. So all these things, these are broad boundary lines UPSC is prescribed. But within that, you have to find out that, what is the hidden meaning in that, and accordingly you have to prepare. And where there is a doubt, you have to get in touch with your mentor and understand and clarify yourself on the thought. Then in-depth understanding of the syllabus is particularly important for your optional subject, because there you have to, whether you're selected civil engineering or electrical engineering or agriculture, or you're selected some some language. So there you have to necessarily understand each and every aspect of both paper one and paper two. Paper one would be generally theory based, paper two would be generally practice based. If you have public administration, for example, then the theory of public administration would be in paper one, and the practical application and in the real life situations where public administration thought and ideas can be implemented, that will be tested in paper two. So it will require in-depth understanding of the syllabus in particular. But let me tell you that even for general studies, all the four papers, you have to have some broad understanding about the syllabus boundary lines. May it be history, culture, heritage, or polity, or geography, or world history, or ethics and integrity and aptitude. All these subjects they require a fuller understanding of the boundary lines. So please, candidates, what I'm saying, at least 2 to 3 times you should go through the syllabus, whatever is prescribed by UPSC, and where you're not clear, be in touch with your mentor. He will clarify you that what it means and to what extent you are supposed to prepare it, and about your, particularly about your optional, be absolutely clear about all the detailed contours and boundary lines of your syllabus. Then the next important thing you're supposed to have is a detailed study plan. That, you see, unless you have a detailed study plan, you will miss out on it. You will miss out on several areas. You'll be surprised that how effective a planning can really be. That a detailed and complete plan is at the heart of your success at civils exam in the first place. And plan should cover all dimensions: physical, intellectual, and spiritual. Don't think that merely you're planning for what all you have to study, but you have to exercise, but you have to meditate. It's all part and parcel of your plan. So your planning should be comprehensive planning, and it should not merely be confined to your preparation of subjects and studies of optional paper. Then the master plan of studies should also contain sub-plans and the detailed plans for a complete preparation. You see what happens? That we just generally prepare a plan, and we think that everything is achieved as far as planning is concerned. No, it's not like that. You have to also have sub plans of the plan, that in each, in the master plan, that for each subject and what will be the plan, in each subject and for each paragraph what will be the detailed plan. And so you should not miss out on any area and make a very comprehensive plan. You see, because you should remember always, as I'm saying here, remember, a weak and incomplete plan will lead to a low level of success, but a strong and comprehensive plan will lead to a high level of success. So it all depends on you. If you want a high level of success, your planning should be really strong and comprehensive. If you want a low level of success, then of course you can have a lackadaisical plan, just a shaky plan, which doesn't convey much meaning. So it all depends on you. So what you should do in order to achieve great success, you should have a great plan. You should have sub plans in that. You should have detailed planning also. You have a perfect strategy, so that when you are starting your preparations now, because there'll be little time left with you, just 2 months and a week. So examinations are slated. Mains, all the papers. Mains is slated around 7th of January to be started, and therefore you have very very less time. Time is not much. You should now be listening to me very carefully, first of all, and each and every word which I'm saying here, you should listen at least 2 or 3 times this video, and pick up all the necessary points which will touch upon your personality, where there are weak areas, gray areas, that you should try to develop and make strengthen those areas, so that eventually you come out successful. My whole idea, my whole purpose is to tell you that how you can make the best possible use of what assets you have, intellectual assets, spiritual assets, and physical assets. So what I'm saying is that how best you can develop your personality and how best you can prepare for the mains so that in the given time you have the most productive results. So what I'm saying, therefore, the next logical step is your meticulous studies. Once your plan is ready, then you're supposed to have what is known as meticulous studies. Studies have to be meticulous. What does it mean? All papers must be thoroughly prepared in a meticulous way. Remember, there is no shortcut to success in the civil service exam. You have to really do, slug it out, and you have to, do meticulous studies. Remember, all the people who have really made it to civils in top positions, they have really made meticulous studies, right? It is very necessary for you to do meticulous studies and leave no stone unturned. Each and every part of the syllabus should be done. So, because you see, if there is an easy question from an area which you are not touched upon, you will not be able to answer. But you touched upon some area, but you're not done in sufficient depth. Even a difficult question, you will not be able to answer. What I'm saying is that at times it happens, life is full of paradoxes. And therefore you say, sir, I did not prepare this topic. इससे बहुत easy सवाल आ गया पर मेरे को ध्यान ही नहीं था इसका. So what I'm saying is that questions in the exam sometimes may be a bit, difficult. Sometimes maybe they have moderate level of difficulty. Sometimes questions will be very easy, cakewalk. But there, your genius and ingenuity is called for to the utmost. Because question easy होगा तो सभी लोग आराम से लिखेंगे. तो अब वहाँ डिफरेंशिएशन कैसे होगा? वहाँ डिफरेंशिएशन होगा आपकी क्वालिटी ऑफ आंसर. क्वालिटी ऑफ आंसर शुड बी रियली सुपर. एंड टू डेवलप दैट सुपर क्वालिटी ऑफ आंसर, उसके लिए the whole idea which I am presenting to you is to develop that great personality and great thought. I will just come to it. So what I'm saying is that meticulous studies are required. Studies should be comprehensive, total, specific, and specific to the needs of the syllabus. Don't deviate, outside the boundary lines of the syllabus. You do, because within that itself is you have to do too much within the given time. And where there is no syllabus prescribed, go for what achievers had done in the past. तो ऐसा भी होता है. Syllabus, I already given an example that for your essay paper, hardly any syllabus is right. Even for the general studies, ethics, integrity, there is, of course, they have prescribed a syllabus, but each topic, is left, to the discretion of the candidate to what depth he wants to prepare. But let me tell you that eventually civil service examination will test your, level of understanding, on a par with that of a graduate from any university. But sometimes, questions will also require you to write something more than that. And sometimes it will require you to write something less than that. But immaterial. That is immaterial. What is material for you to understand is that each and every answer you write in the exam, it should be total and comprehensive. And it should be reflective of the best of your personality. Therefore, whenever you will be given choices, you will be asked what will you do in such a situation? And there the examiner will come to know whether you are a positive person or a negative person, whether you have the ability to crack a complex situation and solve the problem and take a decision on time or not, or whether you are just shaky, lackadaisical, you are just, your mind wavers and you are not able to reach a conclusion about a particular thing. So all these issues will get reflected in your, particularly in ethics paper, all these issues will get reflected. So students, what I'm saying, it is very, very necessary for you that you do meticulous studies and then focus on your notes. See what happens. Preparations we are doing, but we forgot to focus on our notes. Eventually, the secret of success lies in making good notes and revising them. Of course, just not making notes, but you have to revise also. So you have to make, crisp notes, which can easily be revised. If you make clumsy notes, वो रिवीजन के टाइम आपको पता ही नहीं लगेगा कि कहाँ कौन सी चीज़ हमने लिखी थी. तो दैट विल रियली मेक थिंग्स कॉम्प्लेक्स. मेक इट इजी, क्रिस्प, सिस्टमेटिक नोट्स, कैटलॉग एंड इंडेक्स इज वेरी नेसेसरी. हर नोट्स की आपकी नोटबुक के पहले develop a small index where you should know what all things are there in this, and therefore, in a very short time you should be able to revise, all the notes in a convenient manner and in the given time. Then focus on the clarity of ideas in making. See what happens that we are making notes and we are not clear about that idea. No, it's not like that. You have to develop clarity of thought, and there lies the role of the mentor. Then you can, if you're not clear about certain a particular idea or certain particular area is still, nebulous, then you focus on that and get in touch with your mentor and be clarified about it and make crisp notes about it. Make notes on all expected topics and themes. You don't miss out on certain topics and certain themes. I give the example that some easy question appears from some particular area. You miss out on that because you didn't touch upon that at all. So it should not be like that. You are supposed to make notes on all expected topics, right, and themes. And of course, you're joining an academy. Certainly, I mean, the educators will tell you each and every aspect of that. But in addition to that, what I'm saying, this video talk is going to help you in more ways than one. It is going to help you each and everybody who is listening to this video. It is going to help each and everybody. This video I'm not making for today or tomorrow. This video I'm making forever. Means whenever you want to prepare, for an exam and get success in an examination, all these necessary steps you have to follow, right? Unless you follow these necessary steps, you will not be able to reach the pinnacle of success which you are desiring. What I'm saying is that a constant touch with the reference books is also necessary. So reference book like, the India yearbook is there, the economic survey, the atlas, and the subject reference books you are having, the comprehensive notes as provided by your educators must be visited almost regularly, right? So it is very necessary that you are in touch with all the reference books periodically. Periodically means, when I used to prepare, a few reference books, around 5 or 6 of them, I used to always keep on my table. And every time a good dictionary you should always keep on your table. Atlas you should keep on your table. And every day you should refer to it. At times you remember that you are not sure that particular place is, where is that place? You refer to Atlas and see exactly where it is. And develop clarity and develop images of those things. And of course, India yearbook and the economic survey, it goes without saying that you have to repetitively just go through, rustle through all the pages and see what all important topics you are supposed to keep a note of, right? Because it is not possible in such a given less time to really go in details and read each and every page of that. It will be rather not only not required, it would rather be not advisable also. What is advisable, therefore, is that productively you have to essentially go through that material which is required, and that can be easily selected by keeping in touch with those references where you are lacking. So you feel like that you're lacking here, then you should refer to that reference book and be clarified about that thought, right? And develop a master reference chart also of what is to be found where. You see, what happens that sometimes you will not be able to find out which reference book you should touch upon or which reference where you had noted it down. And then once you go into it, it takes a whole lot of time, and unnecessarily you are wasting a lot of time in just finding that small piece of information. So what I'm saying is that you can always keep master reference chart or a master index where that what all things are there posted in which all notebook or which all book or which all reference book and all that. So that whole world of your references will be reflected in that master reference chart, which will help you in easy access. Now, practice answer writing at regular intervals. It goes without saying because ultimately you have to write down the answers in exam. So you have to write something or the other concerned with the mains every day, right? Every day. Make it a point that you should write, at least 5 pages every day. At least 5 pages. I generally advise write at least 5 pages. So if you join, a test series, for example, then mains writing your educators are teaching you every day. But in addition to that, you should on yourself, right, be able to write at least 5 pages every day. If more, nothing like that, but at least 5 pages you should write every day, and develop the habit of writing in the limited number of words and a complete and comprehensive answer. Because you see, in mains exam, every answer will have to be written in limited number of words, 20 words or 50 words or 100 words or 150 words. And in even the answer sheet, answer book, that will have limited space. You will not be given much space, right? You're supposed to write that answer within that space. Actually, space management you will have to do in exam, and words management you will have to do in exam, in addition to time management. It's all a part of time management. So when you are writing answers, you should develop a method so that in limited number of words you are able to say everything which you want to say, right? I mean, without leaving anything important aside. You have to include everything, and and for that matter, you will have to have thorough mastery in communication, thorough mastery in that language, right? So that also will be required, and by of course, you have to develop this mastery of the language which you are using in writing your papers. That will come in handy that time, and that is why I said that you always keep a dictionary also on your table, and also practice writing every day, and practice writing every day, and practice writing in a limited number of words, because you'll have to write all the answers in in a limited number of words in exam. Then evaluate. It is sometimes what happens, we write the answers but we don't evaluate and also get yourself evaluated by your mentor. You see what happens, two things are required. You have to evaluate yourself. मैंने कितना लिखा है, कितना ठीक लिखा है, इसमें इम्प्रूवमेंट की अपने हिसाब से आप भी तो अपने आप को इवेल्युएट करो, और आपके मेंटर भी इवेल्युएट करेंगे, because you are joined some test series and practice, you are practicing answer writing there also. So of course your teachers will evaluate you, but teachers will evaluate you. Are you evaluating yourself also? You have to evaluate yourself also. Then you will get to know ये तो मैंने किया ही नहीं. Then you will get to know when you evaluate yourself. So it is, evaluation is both ways, to evaluate and also get yourself evaluated. क्योंकि कई बार आपका evaluation गलत हो सकता है. So teacher will point out कि this should be like this, right? And sometimes what will happen, you have been fairly evaluated by your teacher, but you are under evaluating yourself. You are undervaluing yourself or overvaluing yourself. So all that correction will be required. Like you have to evaluate yourself and get yourself evaluated by your mentor at the same time, periodically. So you'll have to carry out a self-assessment every week and join a proper test series for the mains answer writing. Keep track of where you stand and how much you have to really improve more. Follow your mentor's advice for improvement. अब ऐसा नहीं है mentor मैंने आपको बताया आपको ये चीज करनी है, आप उसको फॉलो ही नहीं कर रहे, तो फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हो तो उससे तो कुछ होगा. You have to follow the advice. See, if you don't follow the advice, you will miss the mark, because the advice which your mentors are giving, educators are giving, that is based on, for example, no, I have been into this field for last 25 years. 25 years I've been, many of my students have become secretaries, joint secretaries. Several of them are directors. And I mean, imagine, I can't even count the number of students who got selected, getting my advice and coaching and guidance. So what I'm saying, students, is that it is very, very important that you evaluate yourself and get evaluated by your mentor, and you follow the advice given by your mentor and take it seriously and correct yourself accordingly. Now, get yourself a higher thought for sublimity in the answers. This is very important point. You see, everybody will be able to write a run-of-the-mill answer, an ordinary answer, right? Classic facts, we are just mentioning classic facts, just a skeleton of facts. That doesn't really reflect a great personality. Ab usme it will make all the difference, the quality of answer. The same facts. Now, person X has written, he gets 3 marks out of 10. Same facts, but in a different perspective, in a better manner, some sublime ideas. Person Y has written, he gets 4.5 marks or 5 marks. You see, 50% marks you are getting in IAS examination, you are in top 10. 51% means you will be at the help. You will be at the top in the whole list. So what I'm saying is that you should develop, some sublimity, something extraordinary in each and every answer, some great thought, and therefore, essay writing particularly will need innovative methodology to succeed, for that matter, that you have to develop. And be on the lookout for a better style of writing answers, always, right? I'm giving you some ideas and tips today which will help you. And these tips and ideas which I'm giving you are, are perpetual, tips and ideas, great tips and ideas, which if you take it seriously, if you really, if you're listening to me very carefully today, and I'm telling you, or you are on the right path, right? Don't listen to the trash, which, sorry, a lot of people are talking trash. Don't listen to all that which is not meaningful to your purpose. Listen to something which is meaningful to your purpose. Now, I'm telling you all these things because I have myself gone through all these things, and I've guided hundreds of candidates and they have achieved success. You can also achieve success, but the only thing is, in order to achieve success, you have to follow a particular path. And what is that path? That I'm just going to indicate to you today, and I'm indicating you all that path. So the next important thing is your time management. Time management becomes very important. Time management is now, during the preparations, you have to manage your time, and during the exams, while solving the paper and writing answers, you have to manage your time. You see, these are two distinct aspects actually, and think out strategies for both separately. You see, you can't mix one with the other, because in the examination hall, you will be under enormous pressure. You have to write the answer in a given time. You have to make choices, in the shortest possible time. And once the choices have been made, if you have made wrong choice, then definitely you are going for a spin. I mean, it's not possible, because you see, if you commit a single mistake and you lose out on that particular question, by 5 marks or 10 marks, and you made a wrong choice, and I mean, you are losing out on that by 10 marks. Competition is so tough that, I mean, you will not be able to make it to the top positions. And in order to make it to the top positions, it is very necessary that every decision you make is correct decision. You need to develop the art of decision making. And decision making is nothing but time management. In the given time, you have to arrive at a decision that which part you have to do, which part if you're given a choice out of 4 topics, you have to select one topic, write the essay. Which topic you should write on, that you have to make a decision that time. You have a separate strategy for that. Now, for answer writing and for preparation, of course, you have to have a separate strategy. I already given details of that preparation. I'm giving you some tips about preparation and planning and strategy for writing the answers in the exam also, how your decision making is going to impact the whole thing, and therefore you should have proper decision making, right? And there you should lay focus. Once you understand it, that this is necessary, you will start doing it. You see, the best thing about life is that understanding is the key to success. If you understand something with clarity, you will definitely become successful one day, no doubt about it. So, understanding is the key to success. Once you understood something, then there is nothing more left. What is left is to practice and to do, to muster courage and start doing it, right? You understood that it is going to happen like that. Now you understand that, how to drive a car, but no, it is not sufficient. Your understanding will not be sufficient. You have to actually sit behind the wheel and you start driving. And then, of course, your instructor will be there sitting by the side. So he will take care if you make mistakes. But once you have learned, that you practice to achieve perfection. So gradually you practice, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you practice, you become a perfect driver. It is the same way. So it's the same way that you have to achieve perfection in your decision making. So productive, utilize your time and every minute to the cause of achieving the purpose. You see what happens that we are generally used to squander away the time, waste of time. We waste a lot of time, but sometimes, of course, purposefully, if you are wasting time in order to find a break, you are it is a 15 minutes break or 20 minutes break. At that time, you have to engage your mind in some other thing. That is a different thing. I'm not talking about that. But once you are fresh, your mind is refreshed, and you are ready, then you are supposed to productively utilize each and every minute and not waste a single minute. So you have to divide your time rationally among all the subjects as per their weightage in the exam, right? So each subject, each paper will be 250 marks, and you have to divide that rationally. Your optional paper will itself amount to 500 marks. Essay will be 250 marks, and each and every general studies paper will be 250 marks. So you have to divide rationally, right? Don't devote all the time in preparing for general studies, leaving aside essay and optional. Don't devote 50% time to preparing for optional. Then that is only 500 marks out of 1750 marks, only 500 marks. So it will be a lopsided way and lopsided strategy. तो करेक्ट स्ट्रेटजी क्या है कि पूरे बैलेंस वे में जिस तरीके से जिस सब्जेक्ट को जितना वेटेज देना है उससे ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए, राइट. And the best strategy, as I'm saying here, best strategy in time management is to have 3 divisions of available time. एक तो रिवीजन स्लॉट होना चाहिए, पहले जो पढ़ाई की है उसका रिवीजन हो, करंट लर्निंग जो आपकी चल रही है वो होनी चाहिए, और टेस्ट सीरीज जो प्रैक्टिस एंड इवैल्यूएशन के लिए, तीनों चीज़ें साइमल्टेनियसली चलनी चाहिए. टाइम स्लॉट का डिवीजन होना चाहिए, जो अवेलेबल टाइम ऑफ द डे है उसमें रिवीजन स्लॉट होना चाहिए कि आज मैंने 2 घंटे या 1.5 घंटे तो रिवीजन करना है, केवल 4 घंटे पढ़ाई करनी है. उसके बाद टेस्ट सीरीज के वो कोचिंग का टाइम है या जो आपका मेंटर के साथ टाइम है या क्लासेस का टाइम है, 3-4 घंटे का वो टाइम है. तो इस तरह से डिवीजन जो है 3 टाइम स्लॉट्स में डिवीजन करके यू हैव टू प्रोसीड इन अ प्रॉपर वे. So that, because time is very short, you barely have 2 months and 1 week. Now within that you have to do everything. That is what I'm saying, that you need to be the master of time management. And now keep yourself fit. अब एट द सेम टाइम ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप पढ़ाई में इतना मशगूल हो गए कि बीमार पड़ गए, राइट. तो फिर बीमार कई 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 बच्चे बीमार पड़ जाते, पढ़ाई से कुछ उसमें नर्वस साइकोसिस पैदा हो जाता. सम पीपल आर ओवरऑल्ड बाय कंपटीशन, सम आर ओवरऑल्ड बाय द इनॉर्मिटी ऑफ प्रिपरेशन, क्योंकि आईएएस के एग्जाम है, इज द मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट एग्जाम ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, होल वर्ल्ड. दुनिया में इतना बड़ा कोई एग्जाम इतनी कम्प्रिहेंसिव लेवल पे होता ही नहीं. आईएएस के एग्जाम पास करना मतलब दुनिया की एक हिमालय की चढ़ाई के बराबर है. हिमालय की चढ़ाई से भी ज़्यादा है इनफैक्ट, क्योंकि इसमें वो तो उसमें भी स्ट्रैटेजी चाहिए, डिटर्मिनेशन चाहिए, करेज चाहिए, प्लानिंग चाहिए, सब चीज़ें उसमें भी चाहिए. लेकिन इसमें और भी कुछ चीज़ें चाहिए जो उसमें नहीं चाहिए. वो सारी इंटेलेक्चुअल फैकल्टीज इसमें इन्वॉल्व है, राइट. इसमें वो तमाम चीज़ें चाहिए जो हिमालय की चढ़ाई के लिए चाहिए, उसके साथ साथ कुछ और भी चीज़ें चाहिए. तो आप दुनिया का एक सबसे डिफिकल्ट एग्जाम पास करना चाह रहे हो, तो उसके लिए नेचुरली जो दुनिया के सबसे बेहतरीन आइडियाज़ हैं उनको आपको यूटिलाइज करना, तभी तो आप बन पाओ, अदरवाइज आप कैसे बन पाओ. तो इसके लिए मैं बता रहा हूँ कीप योरसेल्फ फिट. ये भी एक बहुत आवश्यक इंपॉर्टेंट एलिमेंट है. दैट डू 15 to 20 minutes of regular exercises. You can select whatever exercises, even brisk walking you can do, right. Do not become an exercise freak. ये नहीं कि अब सर ने बोल दिया मुझे एक्सरसाइज करनी है, जिम चले गए 3 घंटे जिम में ही अपना एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं बॉडी बना रहे. बॉडी बनाना आपका उद्देश्य नहीं है, आपका उद्देश्य आईएएस क्रैक करना है. तो रिमेंबर योर पर्पस इज टू क्रैक द आईएएस एग्जाम. डोंट बिकम एन एक्सरसाइज फ्रीक कि जाके वहाँ मतलब 2 घंटे 3 घंटे जिम में ही बिता रहे, ये सब मत करो. या मतलब टू मच टाइम उसमें डिवोट नहीं करना है. फिटनेस जरूरी है, राइट. मस्कुलर बॉडी नहीं बनाना है अभी आपको, उसकी कभी आपको लाइफ में शायद जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ेगी. एज एन आईएएस ऑफिसर यू डोंट रिक्वायर अ मस्कुलर बॉडी, यू रिक्वायर अ मस्कुलर माइंड फॉर दैट मैटर, राइट. देन don't be overawed by the competition and develop great self-confidence in yourself, right. So what I'm saying, some candidates they're overawed by the competition. 10 लाख बच्चे बैठ रहे हैं अब प्रीलिम्स में और फिर मेंस के अंदर, वो फिर उसके बाद इंटरव्यू होगा. सर अभी इतनी लंबी, ये तो बहुत लंबी, मतलब अब डोंट बी ओवरऑड बाय कंपटीशन. कंपटीशन हर जगह है. आप ऐसा मत सोचो कि कंपटीशन इसी चीज में. एक छोटा सा दुकानदार शॉपकीपर अपनी दुकान लगाता है, वही कंपटीशन फेस कर रहा है. हजारों लोगों ने उस तरह की दुकान लगा रखी है. अब उसमें जो जो उत्कृष्ट होगा, जो श्रेष्ठ होगा, वो आगे बढ़े, राइट. तो इसका मतलब क्या है? डोंट बी ओवरऑड बाय कंपटीशन एंड मस्टर ऑल योर करेज, ऑल नेसेसरी थिंग्स व्हिच यू हैव, एंड इफ यू हैव टू लर्न समथिंग, लर्न इट. If you have to forget something, forget it, right. वो बेकार की चीज़ों को forget करो, अच्छी जो काम की चीज़ें उनको लर्न करके रखो, उनको रिपीट करो, प्रैक्टिस करो, विजन का ध्यान रखो, कॉन्स्टेंटली उस पाथ से डिविएट, उस पाथ पे चलते रहो, डिविएट मत हो, राइट. और जो ये वीडियो टॉक में आज बता रहा हूँ इसको सुनते रहो, 1 बार 2 बार 3 बार, आज सर ने क्या बताया क्या है इसमें. कई सारी चीज़ें आपको पहली बार में समझ में नहीं आएगी, दूसरी बार में आएगी, तीसरी बार में आएगी. जब एक बार उसकी चीज़ समझ में आ जाएगी, देन यू विल गेट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ओह माय गॉड, ये तो मुझे पहले पता ही नहीं, वो तो इतनी आसान चीज़ है, उसका ध्यान ही नहीं है इस पे. See, once you develop the understanding, you will really have a hearty laugh. You will say, oh, what a great thing it is. I never understood it. Every time this concept came before me, I shrugged it off. But now I understand it. It is such a wonderful thing. It is such a beauty. You cannot see the beauty of something unless you understand it. You have to understand first, and then you can see the beauty. People want to see beauty without understanding, then they are blind to beauty. I mean, they just see the outer beauty, which is no beauty at all. The real beauty of a concept or a subject lies in understanding it. So you need to understand it, right? And therefore, I'm laying emphasis more and more on two things. Don't be overawed by competition, number one, and develop self-confidence. Self-confidence is very necessary. If you don't have self-confidence, then you can't walk even 2 steps. You have to have self-confidence. You have self-confidence in yourself that you can indeed make it to the top. You can indeed achieve it, and declare to yourself with supreme confidence that yes, you can and you will do it. You will achieve. तो ऐसी कोई मुश्किल चीज तो नहीं है, मुश्किल कुछ भी नहीं है यदि एक बार तय कर ले हम, right? But you have to first decide that yes, you have to do. You decided, and now you're walking with great self-confidence and doing every possible thing which you need to do. Definitely, you're very close to success. So keep yourself self-motivated. अब ये बहुत जरूरी है. There are two things very essential in life. One is education, another is motivation. If you are just after education, you're getting a lot of education, but you're not motivated, you will not be able to put that education to use, right? You have to be sufficiently motivated, and where from the motivation will come? There is no better source of motivation than self-motivation, right? You have to motivate yourself, right, in the first place. And then, of course, be motivated by, I already told you, be inspired by some great master you admire, or be inspired by some great book you read, or be inspired by some great quotation which is there before you. So what I'm saying, it is very necessary that you keep yourself motivated, and for that you have to self-motivate yourself and keep on your table a great quotation that inspires you. Right? A great quotation will always inspire you. Challenge yourself with something you could never do, and what you will find is that you can overcome anything. So you have to challenge yourself. You have to accept life is a big challenge. You accept that challenge. Once you accept the challenge, you find, yes, when you walk along, when you move towards in that direction, you find it's not so difficult either. I can really make it. And suddenly you get a great self-confidence. Remember, you are the child of God, and God is almighty and all-powerful. At least some might and power you also have. So what you have to do is self-motivate yourself and educate yourself. The great purpose needs a great motivation to be achieved. And no great purpose can be achieved without great motivation. So you have to always, keep that thing in mind and motivate yourself constantly. Now, develop a vast and capacious memory. It is very necessary. God has gifted us with great memory, but the point is we are thinking negatively. We think, ये तो सर इतना तो याद नहीं कर पाऊंगा. अरे क्यों? ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा है सर, इतने कैसे याद? It is not like that. The great and the real secret of memory is that our mind, we are gifted with great memory, but we have lost that memory because we think so negatively and we are conditioned so negatively. We think that we can't memorize all these things. We can't remember all these things. In fact, the great people who remember things, if you ask them, how long do you remember a thing? Then their answer is that they remember a thing as long as they don't want to forget it. So you should remember a thing as long as you don't want to forget it. The moment you want to forget it, forget it. But the moment you want to remember it, remember it. And as long as you want to remember it, remember it. So vast memory, capacious memory is a gift of God to you. All you have to do is develop a positive mind for that. So practice some meditation every day in order to develop this, focus, in order to develop this memory, which of course is a God gift to you. But as I'm saying, that you have to resuscitate that, to revive that, and adopt a method of meditation that you can easily do and feel comfortable with, and revise more number of times what you tend to forget more. It is very essential that you know certain gray areas you can't remember कि सर ये चीज़ें मुझे याद नहीं हो पाती, या इक्वेशंस याद नहीं हो पाती, या ये डाटा मुझे याद नहीं हो पाता, या ये सारे फैक्ट्स जो हैं वो मुझे याद नहीं हो पाते. उनको 2 3 4 बार 5 बार 6 बार आपको करने से definitely you will get to have that idea in your memory fixed. So what I'm saying, candidates, that this is a great feature of successful people, that they develop a vast and capacious memory. Develop that memory. Develop some simple methodology for meditation. Morning, evening. I do meditation every day for some time. I do physical exercises, 15 to 20 minutes every day. I'm telling you everything out of my life, right? I'm not telling you something which I don't myself practice. I practice it day in and day out. I achieved it through all these means and methods. And that is why I'm telling you all these things. This is a time-tested thing. It will never fail you. Now, what you have to do is decide and walk through it. What I'm saying is that. So I'm giving you a short example list of what are subjects you're supposed to prepare. For this year's examination, now, a whole lot of topics are there. I don't want to go into details of each and every subject because we don't have much time. And all I'm saying is that, very briefly, I just go through this whole list for Indian polity. This is not an exhaustive list, but it will help you somewhere. That all the issues concerned with Jammu and Kashmir, reorganization and, abrogation of Article 370, all that you should do. All important ministries, the programs you should do. Preamble, other salient aspects of Constitution, citizenship-related facts, all the amendments to Citizenship Act and all that you should do. Prime Ministers, Council of Ministers, means the Council of Ministers means our whole executive they should do, their role function, national security aspects you should do, and Supreme Court, that is judiciary in general, basic structure doctrine and all that you should do. Then Presidential Rule 356, 365 articles you should do, Essential Commodities Act, Lokpal Bill, Niti Aayog, disaster management, and recent Supreme Court verdicts you should do. Then the events like the COVID pandemic, the super spreader events concerned with that you should. Plus, I'm giving you some topics like right to be forgotten, program for international student assessment, PISA, and Payments Council of India that you should do. Of course, I don't want to go into details of all this right now because we are short of time, and this is just an indicative list that how all these things are going to help you, right? And OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, that issue. And other topics which generally speaking, I'm just indicating to you that these related to Indian polity, these are some of the areas where you find the questions in mains examination. Remember, what has happened in last 1 year, right? That is very, very important because nowadays UPSC's pattern is it is asking questions out of what has happened and then asking you to interpret that situation in the light of the facts, constitutional facts or otherwise, or geographical facts or otherwise, or economic facts or otherwise, and then your understanding of that subject is reflected in that answer. So students, what I'm saying that if you follow this strategy, you definitely become a winner at the end of the day, and that is what all of us want. I mean, we are all children of God. God is all powerful, almighty. We also have the power and might, and we can make use of that power and might. Remember what Vivekananda said several years ago: never think there is anything impossible for the soul. It is the greatest heresy to think so. If there is sin, this is the only sin to say that you are weak or others are weak. So remember, you are not weak, you are capable and well able to achieve the success you are intending to achieve. And I wish you all the very best of success in IAS examination. And join an academy. I'm a professor with an academy. My name is Vishrut Abhinna. My referral code is VN10. That is victory like never before with 10 times the force. You use this referral code and you become entitled for the whole lot of benefits on Unacademy. So what I'm saying, students, once again, I wish you all the very best of success. And please remember, listen to this video talk at least 2 to 3 to 4 times, and listen to it, every time you feel down in life. And then definitely that's going to pay, that's going to pay much dividends. And that's definitely going to enlighten, a better path for you in future. So once again,